Hi, and welcome to a new episode of the Microdose Diet. So today I want to talk to you about all the ways you are leaking energy. And I'm sure when you're hearing energy vampires, you're thinking about people, but people are not the only way you can have your energy sucked out of you. So stick with me if you want to learn more about the many ways you're losing your energy. So welcome to the Microdose Diet. I am Peggy van der Plassche. I am the founder of the Microdose Diet, and I'm talking about all things microdosing, psychedelics, alternative therapy for personal transformation. So if you want to be successful, passionate, also happier, simply, you need not only to add more things, but you need to start by removing things. And it's really about cutting everything that doesn't serve your highest intent. And when you hear about energy vampire, I'm sure you're thinking about, that negative coworker, that annoying sibling, that angry neighbor, maybe the fearful friend. You get the drift. All these people that after you speak to them, you just feel like deflated. But above and beyond people, there are actually many things that rob you of your energy. And some of these things are actually more like energy leakage than actually actively vampire. So if you desire more in your life or simply more life, listen to the list because you're going to need to be on the lookout for those and be very ruthless about cutting all of that out of your life to really optimize your energy level. So the first thing is really about clutter and dirt. And I spoke about it in the past in the video on how to unstuck yourself. I am not having a senior citizen moment. That is how much it is important for you to be in a clean and clear environment. You cannot be at your best surrounded by clothes, books, magazine, crumbs, stains, and so on. Constantly seeing stuff and stain in your field of vision is actually draining. So if you want to regain more energy, the first thing for you to do is really to clean. Start with a good cleaning session and you would already feel better about it. The second thing that is also quite linked actually with clutter, it's unfinished things. So, these items that have been lingering on your to-do list forever, and they're also lingering in your mind. All of that, it creates stress, but also a crowded mind. And constantly or even just frequently thinking about something you have to do, making a call, sending an email or anything, managing usually administrative tasks, is just a total downer. I know these items are usually boring, but it's actually better for you to tackle them than to have them in the back of your mind. So I handle my unfinished things in a couple of ways. So I can allocate entire block of time. Sometimes it's a full day and I just go through my list of boring items. I know that's not very exciting, but by the end of the day, you're going to feel energized and good about yourself. The second way I do it is that I take a week or two and every day I do one of these items and, it feels good to check that list. And there is a third way, which is really about being very ruthless, actually, which I'm just like letting it go. And I will never do that. And I'm feeling good about it. So that's the second thing that is really sucking your energy. It's unfinished things. The third thing is all broken stuff. And what I mean by that is that we're all guilty to some degree to keep things just in case I might need it. And, whether it's your old CFA books, which you don't really need, stained ties, prom gowns, out of fashion bags, painful shoes, ill-fitted pants, but also the low-quality stuff that, you don't like anymore, or, it can be low quality, it can be things you don't like anymore, it can be both. I mean, etc., etc. You know what I mean? We all have these items where they're around us, but, like, it brings our energy down. We're better than that. We don't need all this old stuff. So here, really be ruthless. Again, you fix, you recycle, you donate, you throw away everything you want. But you just don't want to see that anymore, and you don't want to think about it. And so these three first items on the list are very much linked with clearing and cleaning. And my book, More, the Microdose Diet, which is a 90-day plan for more success, passion, and happiness, starts with 2 weeks of cleaning and clearing. And there is a very important reason for that, is that you need to create space, you need to create capacity for more exciting things to happen and more exciting things to come. So you need that free space. So really, really create that for yourself if you want to really regain more energy. The 4 things I want to mention, it's nutrition and digestion. We tend to forget that actually we're eating to generate energy, and digesting also consumes energy. So if we eat a lot of low energy generating, low quality food, or a lot of hard to digest food, and they tend to be the same, our energy is going to take a hit on both sides. You're not creating the energy you should, the quality energy, and you're consuming a lot of energy to digest. So in addition, for you might also have allergies, food sensitivities that makes it particularly difficult to digest some items. So when it really comes to maximizing one energy level, nutrition and digestion comes really on top of the list. So these are not necessarily easy, fast changes to implement, but it will really create a lot of value. So personally, I work with a naturopath, I work with an allergologist, I do colon hydrotherapy, and I would let you Google that one, and I got great results. So I really recommend you to look at that, because there is a reason why you might be tired, why you are not at your optimal level of energy, and that might be your nutrition or your digestion. The 5th one is sleep. We all hear about sleep, and I'm stating the obvious here. If you're not sleeping well, or if you're not sleeping enough, you're not going to have great energy. And the challenge as well, if you don't have good sleep, is that it impacts things such as your digestion. So that's really double dip on the energy leakage. You don't have good sleep, your digestion is not good, and everything goes bad. So personally, I find that if I don't have enough physical activities, if I have too much screen time, if I have alcohol, foods that are very rich, but also, stress and worries, that really impact my sleep. So I have a very easy regimen before going to bed that really maximize my sleep. So I take a shower, so I kind of let go of the day. I go to bed early and I read in bed something that is really low impact, like a fashion magazine, a novel, not screen, no screen, on paper. And before shutting down the lights, and I really shut down everything, I have blinds, everything, I put a few drops of lavender oil on my pillow. I take natural sleep supplements, I take homeopathy, and it's not very sexy, but I sleep with earplugs and a mouth guard. It's a real vision, but I sleep super well. So Your sleeping patterns are super important, obviously, if you want to have high level of energy. Another reason why you have a lot of energy leakage, it's monotony. We don't really talk about it usually, but monotony is really a massive, massive source of leakage. Like it's being efficient, having routines, brings a lot of value, that's obvious. But it is also an energy and a vibe killer to always do the same thing at the same time with the same people in the same places. There is no better way to suck life out of everyone and everything than doing the same thing over and over. I mean, it's very difficult to keep your energy up when you have a very monotonous rhythm. So, and we all have different dial when it comes to monotony. Some people like more routine than others. Personally, I don't operate well at all with rigid routines. So I kind of switch things up. I know what is good for me. It's really about balancing the efficiency and the spontaneity, the change in a way that really works for you and maximize your energy level. So think about it. A lot of advice out there is about putting in place routine to be efficient. But that actually has an impact on your mood and your energy level. Another topic is sedentary lifestyle. Actually not moving suck up your energy. We tend to think that, moving is gonna, kind of take your energy away, but not moving also take your energy away. There is an optimal level. Yeah, let's put it that way. There is an optimal level of activities you need to generate and preserve energy. And this is personal. Some people need a lot of movement, others need less movement, and it also changes based on internal stories. So maybe your life stage, maybe your health level. It also changes based on external levels like the seasons. So it's a very vicious cycle because low energy breeds low energy. So the less you move, the less you will have energy to move. So again, here you need a balance between resting and moving. It's specific to you. It's specific, like if you're sick, you're going to need a lot of rest, and then you're going to need to recover, and you're going to need at some point to move to regain your energy. So the key is really for you to know where you fall on that spectrum at that particular time. And are you tired? Or is it just the momentum of not moving that tires you? So personally, I manage that because I work out with a personal trainer twice a week. I have a regular tennis schedule with a partner, so I don't have to ask myself, okay, am I going to move today? What am I going to move? I also walk everywhere, so that helps me to make sure I'm moving, and I'm moving with activities that are fun and that I like. Talking about activities, that's also a vibe killer. Some places and some activities can really suck up your energy. So for me, for example, malls and shopping, just thinking of that really suck the energy out of me, like it's really like this epidemic reaction. So you know what, I just don't do it. I don't go to malls, and I shop very little. I manage to do it as much as possible online, or I go to stores that are really close to my home. So I really do like my shopping in short bursts. And maybe for you, it's going to be, I don't know, like family gatherings, networking, work events, commuting. So there are many activities and places that can really lower your energies. And I know sometimes, you cannot cut that brother-in-law birthday party or the lunch with colleagues, but you can make it as manageable as possible. And I don't mean by drinking. Maybe you can make a short appearance. Maybe you can pick a restaurant you like. There are ways to neutralize the energy leakage if you cannot cut these activities totally. And sometimes going with a good attitude is very helpful as well. Another energy vampire, energy leakage is being fragmented. And what I mean by that is this, endless to-do list activities. So that will suck up your energy, but it will also give a frantic quality to your energy. And we all met people like that are always, they always look like they've been run over by a bus, like they're always late, we never know what's happening because they're trying to do too many things at the same time, which means they're failing at everything. So they're stressed, they're fragmented, and they're not successful. And I mean, there are many studies that shows that multitasking is not working. And that's one of the reasons as well, is that you're getting extremely fragmented. So, the best way to do that is really lighten the to-do list. You delegate, you postpone, you cancel, you reduce, and you learn to say no. That is very important. And maybe you think that the world will stop if you don't need these leg warmers for the cat's neighbors, but I can assure you that it will not. And a good test for you to see if it makes sense to perform an activity is, will it serve me? And it is not just about being selfish, but you need to understand, am I doing this activity because I want to be the good guy? I want people to, give me like a gold star, or I'm afraid to say no, I will feel guilty, or maybe I'm lonely, or I'm bored. So it's better for you to understand what is the root cause of this, never-ending to-do list, and deal with that versus, just staying on, the merry-go-round of this to-do list, frantic activities, feeling exhausted and being fragmented. Another huge reason you're leaking energy is a busy mind. I think one of the best way to leak energy is really mental ruminations. And the negative impact of stress, worries and internal dialogues on our physical health has really been widely documented, but it's not as well documented when it comes to the impact on our energy level. And there is also a compounding effect with sleep and digestion. And that really creates a powerful vicious cycle. So busy mind, bad sleep, bad digestion, goodbye energy. So when it comes to stress and anxiety, or even depression and PTSD, actually, management of the symptoms and control of the external environment have mostly been the directions that one is directed to by the healthcare system, self-help, whatever. However, like hiding symptoms, if you don't want to call it managing, through prescribed drugs, doesn't solve the root cause of problems, nor does avoiding triggering situation. You cannot control your environment. So mental ruminations, they don't just vanish one day. You have to take care of them. And I personally can't think of anything more exhausting than mental loops. And that is really where the holistic combinations of alternative medicines, microdosing psychedelics, tapping, visualization, journaling. These really create a protocol that will be a lifesaver for a busy mind. So, and that's what I describe in the microdose diet. It's really that protocol that builds on the benefit of each modalities. So the mind becomes clearer, quieter, and that significantly increase your energy level. And last but not least, in what is created energy leakage is out of control emotions. And, like these are very a close companion to the busy mind. And mismanaged emotions doesn't mean that one is acting like a lunatic. That's not what I'm talking about. It means that internally there is a constant significant tension happening, and that is exhausting. And anger is a very good example of that. So we've been taught since our youngest age to suppress our anger. But this anger, it didn't go anywhere. Huh? It's repressed. It was not managed properly. You didn't express it. And this suppressed emotion, they build up. And then they express themselves in the most untimely way and in the most unpleasant manner. You can think about road rage. It's a good example, or losing it sometimes. And this, road rage is really like this perfect expression of mismanaged, accumulated, suppressed or repressed anger. Self-harm is another articulation of suppressed, repressed emotions such as anger. And self-harm can manifest in multiple ways. It can be depression, can be addictions, it can be risky behaviors. So ultimately, mismanaged emotions have to be mastered. I mean, similarly to mental ruminations, they won't magically disappear one morning after decades of festering inside you. And mental ruminations and mismanaged emotions tend to go hand in hand, really, which is, again, a very vicious cycle if it is not addressed. But it can also be a very virtuous cycle if it is addressed, because you can address them together. So here again, the protocol on the microdose diet that will help you to master your emotions and to take back control of them. And it took me 15 years to develop this regimen. And I can tell you one thing, I deeply, deeply wish I had it 25 years ago. My life would have been way more successful and way more pleasant. So now you have a great overview of, kind of 10 reasons of the energy vampires, energy leakage that are acting in your life. So if you start by reducing, even just by 10%, the energy leakage in 3 categories, you will already be in a way better place. And the more space and capacity you create, the more opportunity to move further along on the path and getting more and more energy to play with. So this is really a very important topic for you, because if you want to have more success, if you want to be happier, if you want to be more passionate in your life, you really, really, really need to maximize your energy level and the quality of your energy, obviously. So look at all these categories, pick 3, get started. It's not a big deal. It's just daily work. And then it becomes habit. And I would say clearing, start with cleaning and clearing, getting organized. That will be a great, great way to create space physically, mentally, and figuratively. So thank you so much for listening to me. You can go on my website, themicrodosediet.com. You can actually put yourself on the waitlist for my book. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. I wish you a lot of luck with that, because that is an extremely important topic for you. Bye, have a good day.